Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Downriver Fishing. Thank you guys for tuning in. And guys, listen, if y'all are out there and you're trying to find a way to spend less time controlling your boat, fiddling around with that dang remote, and more time actually fishing, then you're going to want to stay tuned. Okay guys, so about 6 months ago, I got a new boat. Also, spent a pretty penny to get all new electronics, trolling motor, Humminbird unit, all that good stuff. So the reason that I spent, the extra money to get the nicer electronics was because I wanted to be able to link them together. And the reason that I wanted to link them together was because there's a lot of features that Minn Kota and Humminbird have to offer. In particular, one feature that I was really excited about was the follow the contour feature. Okay, so this year one of my big goals is to do more drifting and more dragging, and my hopes were that having this feature was actually going to be able to help me spend less time trying to steer the boat and stay on course, and a lot more time in the back of the boat actually doing things that are going to help produce more fish. So with that being said, guys, follow along with me on my first trip out using this feature, and let's see if the hefty price tag is actually worth the convenience. Alright guys, so I'm about to set up a new contour here. We've got another little island ledge that we're going to drift. So when you pull your map up, drag your cursor over to what contour you want to follow. I'm going to go about right there. And then you hit go to, follow the contour, and then you got to figure out which one of these lines is going the way you want it to. So it's going blue that way, orange that way. We want orange. We'll bring our motor up. So we got our prop on. Cruise control we want on. And then target speed I have at 0.4 miles an hour. So now you can see it's taking us over there, and it's going to follow that line. I've been really impressed with it today. This was a really slow day fishing. Here in East Tennessee, we are still in the spawn, but I did manage to hook into one decent fish, and it was actually pretty funny because I thought I was snagged. Buddy, this fish hit the rod and just stayed buttoned down to the bottom. So whenever I lifted it up out of there and realized that it was actually a fish, the fight was on. And there was also some waves coming from a passing boat. So what was really nice to see was that iPilot kept me right on track. I didn't have to adjust my course at all. It did all the adjusting for me. So while I'm fighting this fish, all my other baits are staying in that strike zone. What you don't want to happen when you're vertically drifting is get drug into shallower water where your other lines might get hung, or get drug into deeper water where now your baits are 5 to 10 feet above the fish. I mean, you're out of the strike zone at that point. So it was really nice to have the trolling motor keeping me on course while I'm fighting the fish. And guys, the entire time I didn't have to worry about it. I mean, I fought this fish, brought it in, I got my picture, I released the fish and stayed right on course. So one thing that I didn't even think about was that this feature actually allows me to fish for bait while I'm drifting along. That's really important because as a catfisherman, I'm always on the hunt for fresher bait, and to be able to fish for bait while I'm fishing for catfish helps me a ton. And in this trip, I wasn't able to get any bait, but I did get a largemouth bass, and I could certainly see myself in the future hooking into some skipjack or white bass while drifting. Okay, so the big question, is it worth the money? I think so, I really do. I mean, it wasn't cheap, guys. I've got $3 grand in my electronics. A lot of people have a lot more than that. I mean, a $3 grand can be, one, unit or one trolling motor. So I'm definitely not like in it that far, but that's a lot of money for me. I know that's a lot of money for most people out there. And I will say, if you're thinking about it, you're kind of on the edge. My personal opinion, and listen, I'm not sponsored by Humminbird, I'm not sponsored by Minn Kota. I mean, I don't have one of those fancy jerseys on. Obviously, I would have a fancy jersey on if I was sponsored, right? I'm not, and I'm telling you, I think that it's worth the money, just the convenience of the features. I mean, I'm gonna use that follow the contour feature probably for the rest of summer. I'm super excited to get back out there and put it, you know, to the test again and see, you know, if we can even get some better fish. You know, the spawn should be ending soon. We should be in better fishing, so I'm excited about it. Guys, if you like this video, please like, please subscribe, and if y'all have any questions, just drop in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that, and as always, guys, I will catch y'all very, very soon.